Hi there, my name is Naomi, and I'm going to show you how I turn what could be a very messy spreadsheet into a organized, clean spreadsheet that I can use to drop into GotPhoto's QR tagging right here with list of names. I can drop this spreadsheet in here and generate the QR codes that will make photo day a breeze. So what we're going to start with is you're going to start with a standard data collection point. Now, a school might hand you a spreadsheet, or you might choose to have the parents fill out a registration form, such as this one that I've created on Google Forms. This is a school that I worked with a few years ago. And so what I will do is I'll collect information like the parent's name, the student's name, the classes, the teachers, and also if they would like a text alert. If there are anyone else who would like to be notified, like any second buyers, if they want a sibling photo, if it's okay to show their child's image online, getting a marketing release, and also if they want to join my newsletter. Those are some of the things that I grab. Not all of them are pertinent to GotPhoto, and so what I will do then is go into responses, and you can click this button called View in Sheets, which is super handy. It'll grab all this information that the parents inputted and put them into a nice clean spreadsheet. I say clean, we're gonna have to clean it some more, but it's a nice starting point. Okay, so rather than showing you this sheet because this has actual information, I'm just going to show you this sheet, which has weird information. Like I just kind of like put some weird names in there. Okay. Now I did want to show you an example though. When I use Google Forms, it will have this sort of header on it, and because it's linked to the form, it will not be editable, which we need to be able to delete columns to clean it up for GotPhoto. And so what I'll usually do if I'm using a registration form online is I'll just grab all the parent information, assuming that I haven't blacked it out, right? And I'll copy and paste that into a different spreadsheet, and then I'll just recreate the headings as needed, okay? But for now, we're just gonna work with this dummy one. Okay, so first thing that I'm noticing, and one thing that might happen if you have a school that's handing you a spreadsheet, or if you haven't set up your registration form correctly, which is this is how I used to have it, is you might have the name be all one field. But for GotPhoto, you have to have it be the first name in one column and then the last name in another column. So this is happening right now for the parent column, but I've seen this for student columns too. So an easy fix is I can just grab this column and copy it, okay? And I'm just gonna go over to ChatGPT, and I'm gonna say, create 2 columns or actually I'm just gonna say, separate these names into first name and last name columns compatible with an Excel spreadsheet. Use standard capitalization. Okay, and then I will paste it in, and there we go. I can copy this. Okay, now if I was really smart, I would have put parent first name and parent last name, but I wasn't thinking about that. So I'm just going to insert a new column and paste it in. Okay, and then I'm going to have to put in, because I wasn't thinking about it. Whoops. Let's just do parent first name, parent last name. Okay, there we go. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and grab and keep cleaning this spreadsheet. First child's first name, first child's last name is fine. Okay, so then I would put second child's first name, second child's last name, third child's first name, third child's last name. Okay, for now, this is the second parent category. I'm going to do something different with that, but hold on. We'll just come back to that. Okay, will your child be present? Okay, so I don't need these columns, these two. All right, so I'm just going to get rid of them. Delete. Okay, this one is a sibling photo. Is there anything that would be helpful? I don't need this one. I don't need that one. I don't need this one. Not yet. And anyway, I'll use those later, you know, when I'm going through my list. Please list any additional children. So I usually only create columns in my registration forms for up to 3 kids. And if they have any additional kids, sometimes that does happen. So I'll just, you know, create another row and I'll just grab, so his name is Alva. Whoops. And whoops, sorry, that's the parent name. I will put his name down here and I will copy and paste that and I'll just grab that. And I know that this kid is in pre-K, so which we haven't actually moved the classes over yet. So I'm just gonna grab, because I need to grab this first. So I didn't do that first. You're seeing my process right here in raw. So I'm just going to insert a column to the left. I'm going to grab, I know that this is the first child's class, so I'm going to grab that and cut and paste. Okay, so while I'm doing that, I'm going to put pre-K, or was it preschool? Sure. Okay. Now we'll have to do that too for those, but first I'm just going to get rid of that column. So this is the second kids class that they're attending, so I'm gonna put that one in the right order also. So cut and paste. Here we go. Okay, and we're gonna do that one more time. Oop, I'm running out of room here. Cut and paste. There we go. Okay, and then I'm just going to get rid of those columns. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put parent phone for that, and just for the sake of being efficient, I'm going to put that over here. Insert one column over to the left, and whoops, you know, I forget sometimes. I can't do that. I have to cut it after I add a column. So we'll do that. Okay. All right, so now I'm looking for any more kids that I just need to add in really quickly. List any additional children and their classes. Okay, so I just have 2 more that I need to do that for. So there's Ransom Talladay. Okay, so I'm gonna do Ransom Talladay, and Ransom is in 1st grade. And I'm gonna make sure that all of the parent information is just copied over. And I forgot to do that. Okay, so I'm gonna delete that. And then Hudson Whitmire, let's see, put him in. So you could, okay, so he's in kindergarten. And I'm just going to make sure all the information is accurate. Okay, copied over. Okay, all right, so that part is done, easy peasy. Okay, now this part gets a little bit trickier. I have since formatted my registration forms so that it's collecting second parent or even third parent, not a third parent, but like a grandparent or a relative. I have the first name and last name in 2 different questions so that it captures it in 2 different columns. But I'm just showing this to you because this is a messy sheet and that's what I wanted you to see. Okay, so What we're going to do here, we're going to actually grab this. We're going to put it at the end because it's going to be a little bit easier to do that. Okay, I'm just going to put it right on top of that one because we don't need that one anymore. And I'm just going to delete that for the sake of being efficient. Okay, so we're going to create a couple more columns here. Okay, so I'm just going to name this buyer to first name, buyer to last name, buyer to email, buyer 3 first name, buyer 3 last name, buyer 3 email. Okay, I don't really know why it's making it that weird color purple, but we're just gonna do that. Okay, all right, you do not need to worry about any of these no, nopes, no, you know, not right now, that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab this information and put it in the right spot, okay? And like I said, you can make this easier on yourself by going ahead and formatting your registration form in a way that you don't have to do this manually. Whoops. But for now, sometimes that is kind of like what you get and you just have to work with it a little bit. So, okay. So I'm just doing this real quick. And you know, you can do it however works best for you. Now this guy, we don't really know his first name. I'm thinking that his name is Meyer because that's the kid's name, right? And this person, they put their name, but they did not put their email address. So that is a problem, but we're just gonna put it in. Okay, now this person, we're almost done. Okay. Okay, let's just see, whoops, too many. Okay, oops, I thought we were almost done. Okay, all right, so that person does not have a last name. It's probably this name, but you never want to assume because you just don't know. Okay, so here's another email address, but we don't know their name. Okay, so here's another one where we can probably safely assume that his last name is Roth because it's, oh wait, he did put it in there. Okay, my bad. Okay, now I'm not gonna, the phone numbers are just for text alerts, so I just don't really feel like we need that. So, okay, so we're gonna put that over there and, okay, all right, so this is our cleaned sheet, okay? We have, and these columns don't have to be in this particular order except for the classes that they attend do need to be in that order. And we also need to add, now that I'm thinking about it, we need to add teachers. Even though I did not gather them, we're gonna need that for GotPhoto. Whoops. That's okay. We can put the teachers. Okay. So just to reiterate, we have parent first name, parent last name, parent email, parent phone, first child's first name, first child's last name, class they attend, teachers, second child's first name, second child's last name, class they attend, 2 teachers, first child's first name, etc. We want to know if they are wanting a sibling photo. And then we have buyer 2 first name, buyer 2 last name. We didn't have any buyer 3s, but occasionally I do, so that's why I included it. Okay, all right. So we are going to grab our information here, just like that. We're gonna copy it. We're going to go over to the GotPhoto QR Prep Studio. This is the spreadsheet that I've created for you. And by the way, these instructions are fantastic. I made them myself. You're going to go over to raw data, okay? It may have data in here if you've already used it. Whatever the case, you just want to paste the fresh data in, okay? Paste it in. All right. Now, we've got all of our headings. We've got all of our information. You are going to click here, School Cleanup Tool, and Process Raw Data. It's going to run the script. It will usually just take a couple of minutes. So now it's done. It created 122 clean rows, 5 missing emails found, duplicate student names, if any, are listed and highlighted. Let's go check out our clean sheet. Here's the clean output sheet right here in this tab. Okay. So it put every single student on their own line, on their own row. It's flagging if any of those first names are missing, and it should be flagging if you've got duplicate names, which, because I have, I think I know what's happening here. Because I have, I had ChatGPT like kind of populate some random names. It used a lot of the same names I'm noticing, so yeah, that's kind of funny. But as you can also see, it's putting siblings. So these would be for sibling groups, like where you have 2 or 3 kids and they requested a sibling group photo. It's putting them on their own line so that they can, have their own line. Okay, so from here, all I would do is I would look and see, is there anything else that needs to be cleaned up from here? So I know that GotPhoto, you have to put in the identification and the institution, so I would maybe add that in. So I would, put in the school. I would add another column, like institution column, and you could add and then from there it's just say we're going Sunrise Academy. From there it's just a real quick, you just do like that, right? And then if you forgot to add your teachers to your registration list, then you could put those in. But it should all be added it should be organized by class, and so all of those teachers, that would be a real quick add for you. And then when you're ready, you might want to, check these emails and stuff. When you're ready, you can just click File, Download, download it as a CSV, right? And then you're ready to drop her in. There you go. So, definitely reach out if anything's not working, but good luck, my friend, and I hope this saves you a lot of time.